Hey everyone, I'm back, and today we're going to be talking about Bodies, Bodies, Bodies. And this movie came out in 2022, and I missed it when it first came out, and it just took me a long time to get around to it. And now I finally saw it, and I enjoyed it. I had fun. I thought the comedy was pretty funny at points, and it's a horror comedy for those who don't know. And I liked everything that was being built up, and the presentation of a lot of things. So it was fun, and I enjoyed the violence and what it had to offer me, and overall I thought it was good. I thought the performances in this movie were very good, and without even realizing it, it had I'm gonna butcher her name, Maria something. I can't pronounce her name. She was in Borat 2, and I didn't realize that she was in this movie until once I looked it up. I was like, oh, she was in Borat too. Pete Davidson, I thought he was really funny in the movie, and there's lots of funny characters in the film, and I do like where the story goes, and without spoiling anything, the ending of this movie was hilarious to me, and that was the best part of the movie for me. And I do like how the characters are built up, and I like where they go throughout the film. However, I wouldn't say any of the characters are likable, except for maybe B. She was the least unlikable character to me, and she's basically like the main character, even though it's kind of an ensemble and there isn't really a main character for the majority of the film. It's more about figuring out who the killer is, and it's reminiscent to You're Next in a way, minus instead of a killer coming in and like killing off these teenagers one by one, it's more like, oh, there's a person in this group of people who's killing off each person one by one, and that's pretty much what the plot is. And it's kind of like Scream in a way. And even though I didn't feel as though any of the characters were likable, I do feel as though there was a purpose towards it, and it was interesting to see how that played into the film. And I did like how this movie was basically an hour and a half. It's nice and short, and that was kind of refreshing for me personally. After seeing so many movies that are like over 2 hours long, it was nice to see something that was nice and short, and there wasn't anything that stood out to me like, that seems kind of unnecessary here, or maybe this could be trimmed out. And the pacing in this movie is pretty brisk, and nothing feels unnecessary. And there are quite a few characters in this movie, but the film finds a way to develop each and every one of them to make them interesting, and it always has you guessing who is the killer, what's going on, and it's not constantly making you, it's not like building up to something constantly outside of like what the main reveal is. It's always letting everything play out naturally is what I'm trying to say. It doesn't feel, I never felt as though when I was listening to the dialogue or watching these characters move around, I never felt as though I was watching characters in a movie, or I was listening to the writer whenever any character was speaking. I felt I was watching people, and I felt everything was natural, and nothing about it felt forced. I thought the movie looked nice, and I did feel as though it was a lot better than You're Next, where I actually got a feel of the locations, even though this movie pretty much just takes place in a house. I did like that I was able to see the room that we were in. That was nice to see. We got to see the entirety of the room, basically, or as much as we needed to. And that was a step up over You're Next, even though it's not directed by the same person who did You're Next, Adam Wingard. I'm just kind of comparing the two because they are similar in ways, even though there's plenty of other movies where it's a home invasion movie. It's just on my mind right now, that's why I'm comparing the two. And that's about all I have to say about Bodies, Bodies, Bodies. It was enjoyable, it was fun, and I could watch this movie again. And it's a nice horror comedy movie that's satisfying with what it gives you. And it's not perfect. There are some flaws with it. Like when there are some points where characters, when the lights are out and they're just using their phone lights, sometimes it doesn't look like it's a phone light. It looks like an actual flashlight. It just how the light looks. When it cuts to, it's like a POV shot basically, and all the light is being shined onto like walls, and it doesn't look like a phone light. That was kind of distracting. And it doesn't do anything mind-blowing outside of like the comedy that's thrown in, and it is pretty funny whenever it's trying to be funny. And basically just about every choice made in this movie has purpose behind it, and that's what makes it work. And no character in this movie got annoying to me in a way that was like unintentionally annoying. And overall I just really enjoyed it. And with all that being said, I'm going to give Bodies, Bodies, Bodies a 7 out of 10. Thank you for watching my videos as always. If you enjoyed this review, be sure to leave a like and comment down below what you thought of Bodies, 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 and my social media links. They will all be in the description, so follow me there. And last but not least, subscribe to be a part of Foley Nation, and I'll see you when I get my next review up, and that is going to be for Alfred Hitchcock's Psycho. So look forward to that, but until I get that up, thank you for watching and have a great day. I did like how this movie was over. Yeah. I did like how this movie was only, not over. It's not over an hour, and I'm not trying to say over an hour and a half. I'm trying to say basically only an hour and a half.